Okay, so today, hi, I'm your host. Today we are doing a squish test. I'm demonstrating how to do a squish test on a two-stroke engine. In this case, it's my dirt bike. It's a KX250. I like to work with these singles for experimental purposes because they're cheaper and easier to play with. If you have a design for a pipe that you want to give a try, you only have to make one pipe, not three, which is really nice. Okay, so tools we need is one spark plug wrench, 13/16, 5/8, depending on what you're working with, or whatever the metric is for that. I honestly don't know off the top of the head, which is a shame because I'm normally a metric person. You need solder. I like to go with the, what thickness is this? Well, in any case, it needs to be thick enough to measure the squish band, which should be in the range of anywhere between call it 0.5 millimeters to 1.5 millimeters. So you might actually need to get 2 or 3 kits and then try it again and again until you actually have contact. Get the lead-free stuff. The lead is bad for you. You don't want that. I'm not an environmental Nazi or anything, but seriously, that shit will fuck you up. It's not good news. And also, you need a caliper. It doesn't have to be digital. Mine is because I do this stuff all the time. But El Cheapo $35 Canadian Tire vernier one will do fine. Just you have to know how to read it. But I'm assuming you do if you're into it. Okay, so first off, plug comes out. And now we're going to insert the solder into the cylinder. Take off a piece like so and bend it at about a 90-degree angle. You want a little hook there. And in she goes. And it's just about at the top dead. And this piece is maybe a little bit too big, but okay, so now you always want to orient it so that it's pointing sideways in the cylinder so that you're measuring across the pin. Because otherwise the rock of the piston in the cylinder, because this piston rocks this way back and forth, especially if it's worn, well, yeah, otherwise that'll interfere with your reading. This is too big. There we go, that's better. And then you roll it up past top dead center. When you feel it get top dead center, you will feel it get heavy. Take some force to roll it past. Which I may actually need a leg here. There we are. And yeah, so there it says. You can see, I hope you can see. Let me check the camera here. Yeah, my hand's kind of in the way, but you can see there's a small compressed area towards the outside. This is your squish band, and that's the thickness of it. So now we'll set the solder down on my slick there and get out the caliper. Always remember to zero the caliper. This is fairly accurate stuff, and a bad zero will interfere. And then compressor down like that. And I'm just about out of batteries. And this is a fat one. That's a very wide squish band. We're talking 1.95 millimeters, which in inches will be, what the hell is this? It is in inches 75 or so. 75 and a half perhaps. But anyway, that is how you test it. And then it's always good to test both sides, just to make sure that you're not getting a bad reading. So, trusty old pocket knife here. Clip this. downside of working in a messy shop. Alright. So, testing side 2. If you have the bore dimension, you can work it based off of that. The width of your thing, which in this case I do actually have it at 66.4 mils, but whatever. And survey says there we go, big fat squish band because it was wider this time. And make sure that it mics out the same. Millimeters would be nice. And it doesn't actually, meaning that this cylinder head is cut off center, which is one of the things that we look for as engine builders. And this one, in this case, it was 1.95 on the right hand side, and it's close to 1.70 on the left hand side, which is a fairly large error and tolerance. So that head is going to have to be machined, which is not what I was hoping to find today, but this is how it goes. It's better to know than not to know. And these sort of things can be fixed. It's not terribly difficult. So anyhow, that's testing squish bands. I'll try to have this up in English, French, and Norwegian. I'll have to do a voiceover for the other two, so it won't match up, but you can't see me anyway, so it's okay. Other note is that for testing the rock back and forth in the cylinder, you can test that with this too by measuring the difference in the squish from the forward to the back. But part of that will be the rocking, and part of that may be a cylinder cut off center, which in this case we had. So that's how she rolls. Alright, see you guys in a bit. Well, maybe give you one more tour here. Actually, I guess you can't do that because you'll have to turn your screen on its side. That is it.